Hey friends, have you ever heard of a place where you can live like royalty for the cost of a hot meal, just $3? Yet just down the street, someone might be grinding away to earn $10 a day? A place where women walk like queens, rivers shine like rainbows, and the most crowded island on Earth has no crime, no police, and no secrets? Welcome to Colombia, a place quietly rewriting its story. Especially here in Medellin, once the dark heart of a herb empire, now pulsing with art, color, and creation. In Medellin, a fresh, hearty lunch costs you the equivalent of $3. That's rice, beans, meat, salad, juice, a full plate, and a full belly. You can sleep in a boutique hotel with mountain views for about $35 a night. High-speed internet? Cheap. Transportation? Cheaper. You can live well, really well here for less than what many Americans pay for their monthly car insurance. That same $3 lunch might be a tenth of a local's daily wage. Many Colombians are grinding for $300 a month or less. That's not even $10 a day. You can live like royalty. But look closely and you'll also see the quiet tension beneath the beauty. A city glowing at night and shadows in the corners. A rooftop dance party and someone counting pesos on a bus home. Because Colombia is more than a budget traveler's paradise. It's a place of soul, of pride. Medellin. Just saying the name used to raise eyebrows, but that's not the Medellin you'll meet today. Step off the plane now and you're greeted by flowers. Clean metro cars glide overhead. Street art explodes across the walls like visual jazz. Locals smile easily. Strangers offer directions. And the air, crisp and cool, thanks to its nickname, La Ciudad de la Eterna Primavera, the city of eternal spring. Back in the 1980s and early 90s, Medellin was the dangerous capital of the world. Entire neighborhoods were trapped in the grip of herb warfare. For many here, that era isn't ancient history, it's memory. After Escobar's empire crumbled under US-backed pressure, it reimagined itself. Comuna 13, once a no-go zone where even the police hesitated, is now a riot of color and community. Music pulses from balconies. Graffiti tells stories of pain, protest, and pride. Local kids offer breakdance shows on the stairs where shootouts once echoed. You'll see tourists posing in front of murals, sipping juice from street stalls, smiling wide. Some even visit Escobar's grave, part history, part curiosity, part controversy. Locals are divided. Some want to forget. Others say, let the world see what we lived through. Now from above, Medellin glitters. High-rises stretch across the valley like a South American Hong Kong, but not everyone feels lifted by the view. With more foreigners moving in, rents rise. Longtime residents of places like Laureles or El Poblado now find themselves priced out of their own neighborhoods. The violence may have faded, but economic survival is still a daily fight for many. Would you like to visit or move to this city? If so, comment with the number 1 and we'll share all the details you need about visas, costs, and more. 3. Nature's showstopper, Caño Cristales. There's a place in Colombia where the river glows, Caño Cristales. You won't find it on most tourist maps. It's tucked away in the department of Meta, deep in the Colombian Amazon. Between June and November, when the water levels are just right, this river explodes in the color. Bright scarlet, emerald green, deep blue, golden yellow, midnight black. 5 colors, shifting like stained glass beneath the surface. The source of this surreal palette? A rare aquatic plant called Macarenia clavigera. It clings to the riverbed and, during this short season, bursts into a full spectrum that seems almost photoshopped. Locals call it the liquid rainbow. Getting to Caño Cristales is an adventure in itself. You'll need to fly into the small town of La Macarena, often via Bogota or via Vicencio. From there, it's a mix of dirt road jeeps, footpaths, and certified guides who know the terrain like the backs of their hands. This is Colombia unplugged. No luxury resorts, no five-star brunches, just the sound of jungle birds and your own footsteps. Visits are tightly regulated to protect the ecosystem. You must go with an authorized eco-tour operator, and swimming is restricted to specific zones. Expect to pay around $100 to $150 per day, including guide, permits, food, and basic lodging. Let's talk about something a lot of guys wonder but few talk about honestly: dating in Colombia. But before that, subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to own a treasure trove of our most attractive information. Colombian women have a reputation for beauty, yes, a presence that turns heads. Women here walk with grace, confidence, and purpose. Hair done, nails done, heels, even just to run errands. Colombian women are famously warm and polite, even to strangers. If you compliment one, she might smile. If you ask for her number, she might give it to you. But not because she's flirting, it might just be her way of being respectful. Common mistake: thinking a yes means yes. Often it's a soft no, followed by silence, or excuses, or a date that never actually happens. Here, rejection isn't direct, it's subtle, a slow fade, an unanswered text. And for those coming from blunt Western dating culture, that can be confusing, even frustrating. But if you can slow down, if you can adapt, things get interesting. Dating here is old-school romantic, not in a cheesy way, in a thoughtful, detail-oriented way. Show up, clean, polished. Don't just throw on flip-flops and a tank top. She probably took an hour getting ready. Return the respect. So what do Colombian women actually want in a man? They want effort, respect, sincerity. Many Colombian women are incredibly loyal, deeply family-oriented, and surprisingly traditional. They may party on the weekends, but Monday through Friday, they're often helping their moms, caring for siblings, or working 2 jobs. And if you can appreciate that, instead of trying to game it, you might just meet someone who doesn't just turn your head, but keeps your heart curious. Are you interested in meeting beautiful Colombian women? If so, comment with the number 8 and we'll share how you can start dating them. Santa Cruz del Islote, a speck of land off Colombia's Caribbean coast that almost no one outside the country knows exists. This island, barely the size of 2 soccer fields, is home to around 200 people, making it the most densely populated island on Earth. Less than 0.01 square kilometers, with not a single patch of unused land. There's no police station, no hospital, no local government, and yet life here works. Kids play hopscotch on rooftops. Fishermen return at dawn with buckets of snapper and lobster. Neighbors pass each other buckets of water or borrowed tools through narrow alleys no wider than your shoulders. There are no supermarkets, just a single corner tienda stocked with the bare basics. No running water, no sewage system, just the ocean, the sky, and the will to make it all function. When someone gets seriously ill, they paddle across the sea to the mainland. When a visitor arrives, they're welcomed with a smile, a hammock, and a story. Despite the density, crime is nearly non-existent. Why? Everyone knows everyone. Shame has more power than law. The community is self-governed in the most literal sense. Decisions are made together. Resources are shared. When a family cooks, they cook enough for 3 families. If one boat engine breaks down, 2 others offer help. Privacy is almost non-existent. There's no internet for streaming, no nightclubs, no escape. The heat is relentless, especially in the dry season. And if the tide rises too high or a hurricane brushes past, the entire island holds its breath. If Colombia had a heartbeat, you'd hear it in the markets. Stalls packed shoulder to shoulder. Old men slicing fruit with machetes. Women shouting out deals like auctioneers. Salsa music pumping from somewhere you can't see, but you can definitely feel. Start simple. A cold lemonade from a cart, less than $1, crushed by hand, poured over ice. Fresh arepas hot off the griddle. Baskets of passion fruit, guava, and mangoes so ripe they practically split in your hands. Grilled turtle on a stick. Fried ants in a paper cup. Long, crispy worms. Want a story to tell back home? Try the hormiga culona. Big-bottomed ants roasted with salt. A delicacy in the Santander region. Nutty, crunchy, weirdly addictive. Some Colombians still roll their own cigarettes. Not out of hipster nostalgia, but necessity. Hand-rolled, leaf-wrapped, and passed between friends during slow afternoons or fast conversations. Colombia pulses with life. Every street corner feels alive. But let's be honest, it comes with some edges. Let's start with the basics: petty crime, especially in bigger cities like Bogotá, Medellín, or Cartagena. Keep your phone in your front pocket, or better, in a zippered inside pouch. Never dangle it out for a selfie in a crowd. Don't wear a flashy watch, and don't flaunt cash. Even locals know the drill. They walk fast, they stay alert, they avoid pulling their phones out at red lights, even when driving. Now let's talk about Santa Fe. It's a neighborhood in Bogotá, and if someone tells you to avoid it, believe them. Even locals stay clear after dark. It's infamous for herb, for adult entertainment, for opportunistic crime. Scammers might act like new friends. Taxi drivers might take the scenic route. A street vendor might switch your change. Colombia isn't out to get you, but it will test you, especially if you walk around thinking like a tourist. Most Colombians are kind, warm, and protective of visitors. They'll warn you if you're heading somewhere risky. They'll walk you to your destination if you look lost. They want you to have a good experience. If you've ever dreamed of living somewhere that felt like spring all year long, this might be it. Thanks to its position near the equator, temperatures here stay consistent. So in coastal cities like Cartagena, expect heat and humidity. But in places like Medellín, up in the Andes, you get that perfect middle zone, mid-70s Fahrenheit by day, cool enough for a light jacket at night. No snow, no scorching highs, no expensive air conditioning or bulky winter gear. Locals call it La Primavera Eterna, eternal spring. And it's not just the weather that stays gentle. The cost of living does too. In Medellín, you can hire a housekeeper, someone who not only cleans but also cooks, irons, and sometimes helps with errands, for about $15 a day. Many of these domestic workers take deep pride in their roles. They're trusted, loyal, and often become part of the family. And while it might feel strange at first, especially for expats used to doing everything themselves, most people come to see it not as luxury, but as part of how life works here. Now, what if you want to stay longer than a tourist stamp allows? Tourist visa automatically gives you 90 days on arrival. You can extend once for another 90, giving you 180 days per calendar year. Want more? You'll need a formal visa, Pensionato visa, for retirees with a monthly income of at least $750. Work visa requires a job contract with a Colombian company. Investor visa, if you invest around $90,000 in real estate or business. Digital nomad visa, recently introduced for remote workers earning from abroad. Requirements may evolve, so always check the latest rules. And here's the kicker. You can open a bank account, rent a furnished apartment, and even sign up for healthcare as a foreigner, once you've got your papers in order. Colombia is a country of contrast. One block feels like Europe: boutique cafes, high-rise condos, luxury SUVs gliding down manicured streets. Turn the corner and you'll see kids playing with plastic bottles, elderly women begging outside malls, entire families sleeping beneath billboards advertising $500,000 apartments. The beauty is real, so is poverty. Let's talk about scams. This is next-level deception. Clever, sophisticated, often hard to detect until it's too late. You see, the most dangerous scams in Colombia don't feel like danger. They feel like someone is helping you. Let's start with a common trap: The fake apartment rental. You're online, you find a gorgeous place, modern, furnished, skyline view. Price too good to be true. Then they ask for a deposit. Maybe they even throw in urgency. We've got another interested tenant. So you wire the money. Then you arrive in Colombia and the building doesn't exist. Or the apartment is real, but someone else lives there. And your contact? Gone. Now let's talk about another kind of scam, the emotional one. Fake love. A foreign man meets a beautiful Colombian woman. She's warm, attentive, she texts often, makes plans, talks about the future, maybe even introduces him to her cousin who just happens to run a visa service. Then the requests start. By the time he realizes she's disappeared or moved on, he's out thousands and heartbroken. Thousands of Americans have made the move in the past decade. Some are retirees, veterans with military pensions around $2,000 a month. In the US, that might cover rent and groceries. Here, it covers a furnished apartment, housekeeping, healthcare, meals out, and still leaves enough for travel. Others are younger. They teach English, run remote startups, launch YouTube channels, freelance, blog, code. They wanted more life for less money, and they were willing to trade comfort zones for culture shock. There are hurdles, and if you want to build a life here, you'll need to navigate them. Banking? Tricky without a visa. You'll likely need a cédula, ID, or residency status to open an account. Workarounds include Wise or Revolut for transfers and ATM withdrawals. Just watch the fees. Spanish? Not optional. In major cities, you'll survive with basic English, but the deeper your life goes, buying groceries, visiting the doctor, making friends, the more Spanish matters. A little effort goes a long way here. Work? Local wages are low. An average Colombian professional earns between $300 to $600 a month. If you're used to Western income levels, that won't stretch far. So, the smart move? Bring your income with you. Remote work is king. Whether you freelance, consult, code, or create, earning in dollars while living on pesos gives you real freedom. And if you want to get involved locally, teaching English is a common option. Schools in cities like Bogotá, Cali, and Medellín pay around $500 a month. It's enough to live, but not luxuriously. Colombians are warm, curious, and once you show up with humility, you'll be welcomed into the fold. In Colombia, you don't need a holiday to celebrate. You just need a neighbor with a speaker, a cousin with a birthday, a reason as small as "it's Friday," and suddenly there's music in the air and laughter spilling out of the front door. Life here feels closer, louder, messier, more connected. There's something beautifully unpolished about it, something real. Let's talk about how people live. Multi-generational homes are common. 3 generations under one roof. Grandparents, parents, kids, sometimes an aunt or cousin too. Meals shared, roles divided, stories passed down like heirlooms. They cook, raise the kids, keep the rhythm of the home alive, while the younger ones work or study. There's a reason Colombia keeps showing up on best places to live lists. A place where you can live well without draining your bank account. Where you can wake up to mountain air, walk to a cafe for a $1.50 coffee, and still have time, actual time, to enjoy your life. The music, the women, the colors, the pace. The sense that people here are still in touch with something we've slowly traded away in the West. Daily joy without needing a reason. Colombia is the contrast, the affordable dream and the complicated backdrop, the friendly welcome and the watchful eyes, the hopeful future layered over a painful past. This is why visitors who fall in love with Colombia, really fall, aren't just chasing low rent or sunny skies. They're drawn to something deeper. A country that's been through hell, rebuilt itself from the inside out, and still finds time to dance.
To really understand Colombia, you've got to see where it sits, not just on the map, but in the world story. It's the only nation in South America that touches both the Caribbean and the Pacific. One side catches reggae, island rhythms, and African influence. The other pulses with wild coastline and whispers from the Andes. It's 5 times the size of Ecuador, home to 52 million people, second only to Brazil and South America. And its landscape is all in. You've got dry deserts up north, glacier-capped mountains near Bogota, coffee-covered hills that smell like rain, and deep in the south, a jungle that doesn't end. The Amazon region of Colombia is massive and largely untouched. You can fly for hours over nothing but green. No roads, no towns, just the canopy and river. Some areas have fewer than 1 person per square kilometer. That's not a typo, it's the sound of silence, the kind you feel in your chest. Live indigenous tribes so isolated they've never set foot in a city. Some avoid contact with the modern world entirely. And yet, at the same time, Colombia's cities are evolving fast, plugged in, globalized, modern. We've uncovered 13 fascinating facts about Colombia. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to support us by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so you won't miss out on our upcoming exciting videos. Your support helps us keep creating better content. Be sure to check out the next video that's showing up on the screen. I'm sure you're going to love it. And don't forget to leave a comment about which country you'd like us to explore next. We're so glad you're here today. Please leave a comment, like the video to support us, and subscribe for more videos. See you soon!